When there is an ending, there was a beginning. Every victim has a picture to paint. Every true crime has its time and place. Please join our MJ podcast, the series Deep into the Woods, Missing Persons, Unsolved Crimes, and the DOE'S. Welcome to our MJ podcast, Deep into the Woods. The series, Just a Word or Two, Part 1. This new series, Just a Word or Two, will cover many subjects. My name is Mark, and I will be your host for this show tonight. We are coming to you from our home office in Plattsburgh, New York, located in the Northeast Kingdom of the Adirondack Mountains. It's also cool that I can sit out on my front porch or look out my kitchen window and see the Green Mountains in Vermont. If you don't know the true circumstances of the situation, you shouldn't use malice intent to attack anyone's character when you don't have all the facts correct or confirmed. To the critics and trolls, a volunteer, a person who freely offers to take part in an enterprise or undertake a task, one who volunteers their time and money for a case or client. A specialist in missing persons once said, if a person does anything concerning a case as a volunteer with no hidden motives or agendas, and they're not violating any laws, they should be highly respected. But what I find is the people in this line of work, a volunteer, are the ones always being attacked on social media with malice intent, with no just cause or the correct facts or confirmed. In our world today, a lot of people can't understand the concept of someone giving their time or money to work on any given case. The only money given to MJA in 19 years. MJA was started because we had a family member murdered. The owner of 2 Papa John's pizza stores that I ran for him donated $500 on June 1st, 2001 to get us started. On that same day, one of our store managers gave us her Radio Shack credit card to buy some equipment such as tape recorders, cameras, and cell phones. The total was $275. One client paid for a motel room for one day for MJA to travel to Kentucky to work on her missing daughter's case. MJA gave her a total of 2 full days of work from sunup to sundown, and we left in the early morning hours on the 3rd day after an all-night meeting with our client about our findings of the case. We checked into the motel at 7 a.m., done a phone newspaper interview about us being in Kentucky. That lasted until 7:35 a.m. We left the room at 7:45 a.m. to start the search until dark. Checked out of the motel at 7 a.m. and started our search, ending at dark. And then we met with our client until 6 a.m. on the 3rd day. The total was $70. Another client in Vermont donated $100, and when I refused, he said, okay, it's a wedding gift where I was about to get married. But that money was used for gas when we would be searching in Vermont. Another client in Missouri donated $250 when we traveled to Missouri. That money was used for meetings with parents to educate parents how to keep their children safe in the world we live in today. At our MJA gift shop on our website, we average about $30 a year. When we spoke at the Indiana State Police National Convention for Investigators, they were going to pay for our expenses, and I refused, for we would already be in Indiana before the convention. So in 19 years, that's all the money that was donated to MJA and what we have done with those donations. We don't take advantage of our clients. You also know that MJA doesn't release to the public a possible suspect's name unless we have true evidence against the suspect. Only the people that needs to know has those possible suspects' names. Here's a funny story. When we met our first client, the family of missing Karen Joe Smith, at a restaurant in Indianapolis, Indiana, we was in the back dining room with two tables full of files. There was also two older ladies sitting back there also. As the meeting is going on, I hear one of the old ladies say to the other, "Margaret, I think they're talking about murder." I just wanted to have a big laugh at the time, but I held back. So as we were leaving, I approached their table and told them I was sorry they heard some of the details about the case. They both just gave me that smiling look and said they totally understand. I bet their clique of friends heard all the details of the encounter they had while having lunch. Patty Bishop of the Smith family helped MJA grow beyond our dreams. She sent many clients our way because the Smith family had seen our work firsthand. At this time, we are working on 105 cases covering 13 states that we travel to. The way we see it, if our clients are satisfied with our work on their loved one's case, then the critics and the trolls need to move aside. I find it amazing that you people hiding behind a keyboard have never contacted any of our clients. The truth is, MJA has only had 3 clients that has been unhappy with our work. There are only a few volunteer groups across the nation that does this type of work, and here are some of the well-known volunteer groups. The Q Center out of North Carolina, the Klaus Kids, they done a major searches for missing Brianna Maitland in Vermont. Texas, Equus Search out of Texas. Boots on the Ground out of Maryland, they do major searches for missing Maura Murray in New Hampshire. Indiana Team Hope, the Indiana K-9 unit out of Indianapolis, Indiana, and MJA Inc. Investigations out of New York and Indiana. These groups put people and canines out there searching for the missing. If you don't have a direction to follow, the odds are stacked against all of these volunteer groups. The ones hiding behind the keyboard don't have the concept of being a volunteer. They think you are seeking fortune or fame, or feeding your ego or your God complex. I can tell you this for a fact, that the groups I named above is all about solving the case. It's also a simple fact. We don't care who solves the case. The important factor, the case needs to be solved. I have a quote for you all. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. David Ogden Stiers. Always remember, folks, if you ever get bored with nothing to do, well, take a walk deep in the woods. You might be surprised at what you might find. I want to thank our viewers and listeners for tuning in, for you all have been so kind. You can catch our podcasts on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Unsolved Mysteries not related to the show, or on our MJA website. That's the end of our MJA podcast, the series, Just a Word or Two, Part 1. My name is Mark, and I was your host for tonight's show, and we say to all of you, good night from Plattsburgh, New York.
I don't know.